Well, hello my darlings, and welcome to the first day of Danny's Designs Craftmas 2018. I am so glad that you are here. Today we are going to be creating a glass case centerpiece. I do hope you'll stay tuned. For this project, you will need 4 of these dry styrofoam bricks. You will need some diamond wrap, any color of your choosing. You will need some flowers, any color, any type of your choosing. You will need a few of these LED window candles, and you will need 4 panes of 8x10 glass. Of course, you will need your handy dandy tools. Today, we're going to be working with our tape measure, our level, and our styrofoam hot knife. Let's get crafting. So the first thing we're going to have to do is prepare our styrofoam bricks by finding the center of both sides of that brick. Now to do this, we are going to use our tape measure to measure across the widest face, and that comes in at 3.5 inches. So roughly half of that is going to be 1 3/4 inch. Once I have found the center there, I'm going to simply use a pen and bore a hole in that foam to denote my center. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, 3.5 inches. Half of that is 1 3/4, and I'm taking my pen and I'm making a little dot. Now, on top of that styrofoam, I'm going to place my tape measure right where, or rather I should say align to right where that dot has been made, and I'm going to measure 1 inch deep by once again using my pen to make a dot to denote that placement. Once I have done that, I am going to take my level using the straight edge of it as a ruler, and I'm going to line up the 2 dots that we just created, and I'm going to make a simple etch right down the middle, not too deep, not too wide. Once I have done that, there it is. Once I have done that, I'm going to continue the same process on the other face by using my tape measure to measure across, which gives me 1 2.5 inches. Sorry, 2.5 inches rather, and half of that is going to give me 1 3/8 inches. I'm going to denote it with my pen. Do the same thing on the bottom, and then pretty much like we did on the other face, I'm going to stand it up, place my tape measure on top where the first dot is, and make an etching 1 inch deep. Once I have done that, I am going to take my level, the straight side of it, line up my 2 initial dots, and again I'm going to make a simple etching going all the way down. Now this is to ensure that when we place our glass will be placed in these styrofoam bricks as straight as can be. Now once you have finished that, it is simply going to be a matter of taking your hot knife, placing it in at the top where we denoted that 1 inch depth, and simply cutting straight down to make the placement for our panes of glass that we are going to ultimately need. Now as you can see, I am going in and out. I am actually cutting it the way you would a loaf of bread with a knife, and then when I'm finished, I am going to turn this on a side or rather I should say upside down, and I'm going to repeat this process from the bottom coming up. This is to ensure that the depth of that place that we're creating, that edge, that valley, is going to be the same distance on top, or the same depth rather, on top as it is on the bottom. Once we have done this, I'm going to continue off camera doing the same thing on the other side, and then I'm going to repeat all of those steps on my remaining 3 bricks. So now that all of our foam bricks have been etched and the placement that we need for our glasses or glass panes have been met, what I'm showing you now is what I very strongly suggest that you do, is to just take one of your glass panes and place them into each and every one of those slits, making sure that you have attained the depth of 1 inch from the top of that brick to the bottom, or rather for the entire length. Once you have done that and you are sure that all of your glass panes will sit exactly where you need them to sit, it is now time to build up our craft. Now to do this, and similar to when we made our seating chart and table number centerpiece, we are going to take some hot glue and simply place it in the middle of that etching. And once we have done so, we're going to place our pane of glass all the way in. Now that hot glue we are using simply because it is going to add extra security once that glue dries for our glass pane, meaning that that pane is not going to move around much, or rather at all. And so as I'm showing you here is I'm taking my hot glue again and I'm placing it into that slit that we have just made, and I'm placing our first pane of glass in it on the other side. What you need to make sure when you are putting this piece together is that, just like a construction worker, all of your slits are facing in the right direction and you are not gluing your foam bricks out of place. So as you can see, my foam bricks are facing just where I need them to face. And now I am getting ready to place my second pane of glass in, making sure to apply some pressure so that that pane goes all the way to the depth of 1 inch, the way we designed it to, and then completing the same process on the other side. By the time we are finished with our third pane, the only thing that we will have left to do is to make sure that our foam bricks are lined up so that we can close in that gap on the back side. So here it is. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Excuse me. So here is one brick, and here is the other, and here it is. I'm trying to make sure I myself have found my placement. What you need is your etchings facing that glass, and then your 2 etchings where the last glass is going to sit facing each other on the inside. So I am going to place this last brick or last pane in off camera, and then I'll be back. So here we have our piece that we have put together using our 4 styrofoam bricks and 4 panes of glass. And what I'm showing you here is, with the addition of that hot glue, this piece is secure. Now all that we have left to do before we can embellish this further, if we so desire, is to make our floral arrangements by placing flowers, any color, any type of your choosing, on top of those foams and around every single face that there is. So I can tell you already, my darlings, this project is going to take up a lot of flowers. It doesn't matter what type of flower that you use, so just be prepared for that. And so I am going to continue making my floral arrangement off camera, and then I'll rejoin you on the other side. So here is our centerpiece with our floral arrangements on each one of our columns. And what I am going to do now is embellish the top of each one of those frames with some gold diamond wrap. What this is going to do is remove some of the sharpness from the tops of those panes, because what I am going to do is I am going to place this diamond wrap with one row hanging up, if you understand what I'm saying, or one row not being attached to the glass. This way you will ensure that your guests will not hurt themselves or be snagged by that sharp glass. Now, if you are noticing right in front of me, that pane that is right in front of me, I have some remnants of my silver floral embellishments that I wanted to use. However, my darling daughter suggested after the fact that because I had gold flowers in my piece, I should have instead used my gold diamond wrap. And so, as you see, I am placing my hot glue on my gold diamond wrap, applying some pressure, smoothing out that hot glue to self-level it, and I'm getting that diamond wrap glued all the way to the other side. So I am going to continue this process going all the way around the other three panes. Well, here you have it, my darlings, our glass case Christmas centerpiece. Isn't this absolutely heartwarming? I think I would have to say that my favorite part of this project would have to be, again, how these flowers simply look as if they are hanging in air. I mean, I like anything that is going to give me that crisp, clean, transparent look, and by golly George, I think that we have recreated that look once again with this project. As you can see, I have placed my candles on a 13-inch square beveled mirror to give it that additional oomph that this piece needed. And my darlings, I think I would have to say thumbs up to this. I cannot wait to see how you guys are going to incorporate this into your own decor. So my darlings, if you have found any value in this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. To my Danny's darlings, I would like to say thank you for your love, your comments, your questions, your feedback, but most importantly, your encouragement. Please know that none of it is wasted, and I appreciate each and every one of you. To those of you who may not yet be Danny's darlings, we would like to humbly ask you to join our ever-growing community of DIYers as we learn from and craft with each other on a weekly basis. And if you do subscribe to our channel today, also be sure to ring the notification bell, especially during this season of Craftmas, to ensure that you will not miss another video once it has been published. Well, my darlings, I am so glad that you have chosen to join me for Danny's Designs Craftmas 2018. And my darlings, my loves, I am looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for Craftmas day 2. Until then, I say to you, please, please, please take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.